Ahem. Good morning, class, and welcome back to another
Invincible wobbly animation.
Whoa, I'm sorry. Who the hell are you?
I am.
No one of consequence. Okay, so do you mind removing yourself from my whiteboard? No, but I can do this.
Alright.
Now, I was going to talk about some,
Problematic media.
but I don't really know where that's went. Oh. So now I have to find a game to talk about instead.
Bye bye night. Ow. Bye bye night.
Oh, my head.
Dude, you gotta do a video on Bye Bye Night.
Alright. I've been playing it a lot anyway. I might as well do a video on... How's that hot chocolate holding you, buddy? Good, thanks. Alright then, let's get started on the video. Bite by Night is the most recent asymmetrical horror game to take Roblox by storm. Just like a phoenix, it rose from the still burning ashes that Roblox is at the moment. But I'm not here to cover that. I'm here to talk about the characters, gameplay, and my headcanon for the lore, as nothing official has been stated yet, so please bear with if you're watching this in the future where stuff has been revealed. Trust me when I say I'm not going to talk bad on the game, nor will I try to glaze it. This will be my honest review, as I've played more than enough to talk about it without LARPing, and I'll keep things as entertaining as I can. Now, allow me to begin with our first character, the Mimic. Now, you might be asking, why are you talking about the Mimic when Springtrap clearly comes first in the shop UI and is the starter killer? He's just cool, okay? And I like to play him a lot, and I really wanted to do that edit, so tough luck. The gimmick of the Mimic,
That sucked.
okay? The gimmick of this killer is that he has 3 modes he can swap between. A jack of all trades, if you will, but certainly a master of none. Strength mode is primarily used to get big hits on players if they're in a position where they cannot defend themselves, like after the dig I'll mention in a bit, or if they're trapped in a corner. Its main drawback being that it's slow as hell, and definitely a noob trap. Speed mode is up next, and its purpose isn't to get kills. You're supposed to use it to close the distance after missing an ability, but it doesn't really help with stamina after you're already at a disadvantage. It's got a jump with some of the weirdest mechanics I've ever seen, and is far too clunky for me to use it strategically. Timmy Tickle Time, speed mode, as I said, isn't meant for kills, and this is heavily shown in the 6 damage your swings will cause. Stealth mode is definitely where you will spend most, if not all, of your time as a Mimic, by a mile. It's fast enough to rival speed mode, does plenty of damage, and it's got a grab that's probably my favourite ability on the character, as you could pick people up, throw them into your friends, throw them into other people, throw them into a corner, or throw them into the fire at the end of the game. And the dig. Dig is hardly stealthy, but shows you where everyone on the map is. It's the fastest ability in the game so far, and doubles into strength mode so well, you can get a guaranteed max damage hit if you let the survivor get up first. This is even doubled if it's a fighter and they botch their parry. The only problems I have with this killer are the absolutely atrocious hitboxes on every ability in every server, and the fact that the Mimic is a total noob trap, as the drawbacks of every mode are not apparent until it's way too late and you've already lost the chase. People tend to buy this killer due to the fact that he looks so cool and feels so powerful against you when you don't know what you're doing. Don't get me wrong, the Mimic is almost an easy lobby wipe every time you're skilled enough, but it's probably the worst gameplay ever if the survivors know how to counter you. It's a win-lose situation that I can't help but get angry about, but I think he best sums up the gameplay loop out of the other two. Alright, how was that? Did I do you enough justice?
Nah, man, you gotta do more. Give me another edit with a copyrighted song.
Okay, so I'm not going to do that. How about we move on to our next killer?
Wait. We need to talk about something first. It's a bit of an epidemic, I've noticed, and it even showed up in that last clip of yours.
Alright, you're correct. This does kind of need to be addressed, so I'm going to totally ad-lib this and not write anything down in my script for it. There is a bit of a trend in Bite by Night at the moment with people wearing these all-black avatars, as certain parts of the maps are shadowy as ever and their black avatars blend in like nothing else. You can even see in the last clip, like Mimic over here said, I completely lost the guy mid-chase because he sat in a corner with an all-black avatar. This isn't prejudice, you can wear whatever you want, it's just becoming a little bit more of a pattern and less of a coincidence. Anywho, let's move on to our next killer, and the star of the show, Springtrap. Get out. Okay, good. I can't have another one of you running around in here. Let me preface something for you real quick. There are two kinds of Springtrap players in every lobby. The ones who wipe everybody in under 5 minutes, or the ones who don't get a single kill all game. Except that guy. I don't know how he died. And due to this, he is fun, in every sense of the word. Springtrap is a mixture between himself from Dead by Daylight and Trapper from the same game, except for one ability I'll get to. He technically has 3 forms depending on what moves he's used. If Springtrap is holding his axe, he has the option to place one of 3 max traps or throw his axe. Just like DBD, he is a lot stronger while holding it, but significantly slower. His traps can be disarmed by either survivors with a 10-second animation, or Springtrap himself with a 3-second animation. Both of these restore a charge back to Springtrap. Once his axe has been thrown, Springtrap picks up the pace, quite literally, as he speeds up almost as fast as the Mimic's speed form, only dropping from his normal 34 damage to around 23. Springtrap's axeless form loses his traps and obviously his throat for a yell that blinds and deafens all survivors depending on how close to him they are. It also shows him a quick flash of where they're positioned. This is the best detection ability in the game so far, as Springtrap only ever gains from using it. After using his yell, it transitions to his charge. This is probably the hardest ability to use besides Mimic's form change, as the controls are a little odd. Once charging, Springtrap will speed up even further and grab any survivors he comes in contact with, dealing a crazy 48 damage and ragdolling the survivor and restoring his axe to his hand immediately, which opens up for some crazy one-shot combos. Peep this, you're in a chase with Springtrap, let's say you're fighter, full HP. Then, Springtrap throws his axe. You are surprised by this and somehow get caught in a trap that he had laid down before. He sees this and immediately pops his yell. Being stuck in a trap takes such a long time to get out of. He can use his yell, wait for his charge to come off cooldown, and then immediately charge into you. And then the moment he does, he gets his axe back to his hand after hitting you with it and can kill you on the spot after you've been ragdolled. Although this is such a crazy 1 in a million scenario that I don't even have footage for something like this happening. It has happened to me. I have been that unlucky when playing against a couple of friends who are even better than I, but still, it barely happens this way. Honestly, I don't really have any complaints on Springtrap, as he is the most balanced killer right now. The only thing I can say is his map dependency, with gameplay being quite a bit harder on the forest. Also, Bite by Night has a bit of a camping problem, specifically with Springtraps who know they're going to lose the game. But that's a problem with every map's exit being a literal funnel, which is easily camped by every killer. But it is a lot more common on Springtrap due to his traps. Alright, I would ask him if I did him justice, but I kind of just kicked him out, and I don't really want him back in here. So, Mimic, you know what this means. You've only got one killer left as of now. Enid time. Toshi, what are you doing here? You aren't due until the lore segment.
Professor, promise me you'll never go to Hobbies.
Where are you going? I am here in the night, whispering right in your ears. You have no other choice. I'll be your voices now. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over until we say it's over. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over until we say it is. Our disguises change like seasons, yeah. Dates come along with reasons. Yes, you tried to burn us down before, but your mistakes have us crawling to your door. And over again, and over again, and over again, and over and over and over and over again, and over again, and over again, and over again, and over and over and over and over again.
Aw, cheers for the mask, lads. Appreciate it.
Always happy to help, man. No idea how it got in our fireplace, though. That was a bit weird. Alright, anyways, see ya. It was nice seeing you, dude. Thanks for staying for the edit. What a nice guy. Really gave us a scare at the start there, but yeah. Ennard is the best character in this game. Best animations, best voice acting, best personification in the game's intro and outro. I just love him so much, and the Molten Freddy skin makes him just so much better too. I'm going to talk about Ennard's disguise form first, because that's his gimmick. Everybody Ennard kills will be added to this menu and can be selected to become. Once disguised, Ennard will move at the speed and stamina of other survivors, and even adopt the class they had equipped. You can do emotes like this and fake generators, but there's no point due to issues I'll address later. He has 3 abilities in this form. His M1 will become a short lunge, which grabs survivors and deals 45 damage. This ability also ragdolls survivors and combos well into his next ability, where Ennard rips out a minion and lobs it with the same trajectory as Springtrap's axe. If it misses, it'll spawn a single wire eye, and if it hits anyone, it will explode with an unknown amount of damage. To be honest, I don't know why it has to explode here, as it would be a lot stronger if it burrowed into someone like normal wire eyes, but it kinda is a lot cooler to snipe with it, and I guess I just answered my own question. The last disguised ability makes Ennard rupture out of his disguise and ragdolls anyone in its area. This ability will be triggered if the meter on the disguise runs to 0. Every ability will drop this meter by half, or it can just tick down on its own. Undisguised, Ennard is slow and bulky, but somehow does mediocre damage. His first ability is a grab that actually sucks. I'll admit, it's gotten better from release, but still has its problems. It's got a very sizable range, and the aim is a little funky. It can also be parried by survivors, gives them a window to run through you or parry afterwards, but it's the only way to get at survivors who are too far to catch up to. The second ability is his minions. Ennard will grab 2 minions and drop them at his feet. This animation is 4 seconds long, which is plenty of time to lose a chase. These minions last 40 seconds, and with a 15-second cooldown, it lets you lay a max of almost 6. These wire eyes will absolutely leap onto survivors and burrow into them, causing a tick damage of 1.5 a second, slowing and blinding the survivor and showing Ennard where they are. They must be shaken off to remove, and doing so will stun the survivor for around 1 second. These minions are OP as hell and can shut down complete areas of the map due to their leap range. Now, before we get to the complaints, I have to also mention Ennard's passive. It's the only passive in the game at the moment, but all survivor info will not update. Kills and escapes won't show on the UI down in the bottom left, and Medic will lose the ability to see health bars on the top of other survivors. This is usually the fun part for me, because I love to complain, but Ennard, like many of his predecessors, does not work the way he should. Ennard should be a hide and wait killer, disguising and waiting for his moment to strike, but oh no, the security guard uses cameras to see your disguise at the start of the game. Don't have a security guard? No problem. Just look at the in-game UI and see whose avatar isn't there at the start of the game. Even after he gets a kill or two, you can most likely still either remember who Ennard killed or just be wary of everyone, as unless he catches you completely off guard, you can outrun him or keep up with him due to being the exact same speed. Heck, you can even suss out who Enid's disguised as based on context clues or wherever everyone else is. Like, oh, this guy's coming from the direction we just heard a kill, or oh, that guy stood right next to the killer's spawn, or oh, this guy is sprinting at me in a dead-on straight line. It just sucks. In a team-based asymmetrical game, information is key. And Enid's one weakness is information. All it takes is one survivor talking to another in a Discord call, Roblox in-game voice, or chat itself, and he's completely nullified.
Alright,
Enough yap. Time for the next edit. And we're out of killers, unless Puppet somehow comes out before this video's even completed. It's time for the survivors.
They have been repaid many fold, and the end is not yet. With this bomb, we have now added a new and revolutionary increase in destruction to supplement the growing power of our armed forces. In a suppressed form, these bombs are now in production, and even more powerful forms are in development.
What's this? I got it. How could I have forgotten? The power oh so strong. They made an atom bomb. The fear of world rising. The people all turned on. I don't love kings or man. I love America. Bang, 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 bang. Till I take you down, 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 down. I want you well down. Bang, 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 bang. Till I take you down, 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 down. I want you in the ground. Bang, 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 bang. Till I take you down, 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 down. I want you in the ground. Bang, bang.
Alright, I've procrastinated this video for far too long now, and I'd just like to blow through it so I can move on to greener pastures and actually get some content onto my channel. Let's make this a little bit more entertaining by having me explain what the survivor classes do, and then how well they fare as a team and on their own. And maybe give you a brief tidbit on how their game actually plays. Customer is the first class you play as in Bite by Night, as it is the default class. It has two abilities. The first one is the pizza, which is a 1 second, half a second heal with diminishing returns. And the second ability is a Bloxy Cola, which takes about 1.5 seconds to drink, gives you a brief speed boost and some extra stamina, and then slows you down at the end of it, kind of like Scout's Bonk from Team Fortress 2. I find it a little strange that Customer is the most selfish class in the game, as for an ASIM game you'd think they'd teach you how to play by giving you the most team-playing class. But no, you learn to work as a team by not working as a team. This imposes a triple learning curve on Bite by Night, as you learn how to be a selfish, chase-oriented class, learn how to be the killer, and then learn how to be a selfless, team-playing class. Customer's gameplay boils down to running around the map and doing all the tasks while your team fights the killer on their own, and then you sit in a corner for the rest of the game and beg you don't get into a chase and die. Next up is the medic, whose two abilities consist of a teammate heal, which heals them about 20 HP once a second, and a self-heal, which heals about 20 HP every 0.5 seconds. This puts medics slap bang in the middle of selfless and selfish, although they are completely useless when they're on their own, as they have nobody to heal and can't heal themselves if they're stuck in a chase, because it still takes too long. Honestly, I don't really have much to say about Medic, as their gameplay boils down to this. While you can offer people a heal you can't guarantee they take it, and so most of the time you sit there looking pretty while they stand there looking stupid and then run away and die due to their obscenely low health. The security guard's two abilities are a taser, which has 3 different thresholds, all adding to the ability. The first one causing the killer to walk backwards, the second one deafening and blinding them, and the third one stunning the killer for 0.1 seconds, cancelling whatever ability they had active at the time. And the second ability is a security camera. Upon opening it, it will show you the closest camera to the killer, and by clicking on the killer, you can show nearby survivors where they are for a short time, or you can ping objectives such as batteries or generators for them. Security Guard is by no means an easy class to play, as you need to support your team and get support from your team. Because if you tase the killer, they can just walk towards you and use whatever ability they have. As once that 0.1 second stun is over, they have free reign to use any of their abilities to kill you, as you are stuck there standing still tasing them. Security Guard's gameplay usually consists of using your cameras to find the killer, ping them a couple times, do all the generators and tasks on the map, get a couple of cheeky stuns in, and then die because your team wasn't there to help you when you tase the killer during your own chase. I'll tell you a class that doesn't have the issue of dying because they use their ability. Fighter. Fighter is the best class in the game. So good, in fact, that they're nerfing him the moment they can and giving him an entire rework when the puppet comes out. His 2 abilities play into each other extremely well. His parry, you bring up your axe, and if the killer uses any close-ranged abilities or their M1, it stuns them for a short time and gives you a charge of your swing. Your swing, allowing you to stun the killer. You can have up to 3 charges on this, but there's no point, as using it blasts all the charges, and the buffs from having 3 pales in comparison to using 1 3 times. Like I said, Fighter is the best class in the game because not only can he hold his own in solo chases and LMS, he can also help his team out of any sort of sticky situation. If somebody's ragdolled on the ground, a fighter can run in and parry, or the fighter can run in and swing. Is your security guard about to die because they used their ability on the killer? Run in and parry, or run in and stun. It's so versatile and so useful, they pretty much have to nerf it at this point. Lastly, for now, is the newest survivor in the game, the Technician. This being the security breach ruin character with the Vanny mask. They can place down this little sonic trap which blinds and deafens the killer until they break it, also slowing them down to an absolute crawl. And they have a mask which allows them to dash through obstacles. However, dashing through an obstacle slows them down and thus isn't very useful as of now. Unfortunately, Technician, while seeming like a very selfless class, being able to buff the hell out of loops because the killer has to waste an ability or an M1 or plenty of their time walking past the trap. But the trap takes so long to put down that it only benefits you if you set it up in advance. And the mask is only for your own survivability, so they really work out to being quite selfish. To be honest with you, the gameplay of Technician is surprisingly boring. The mask doesn't help you in chases, and you're pretty much just a worse customer. I don't know what else to say about that. There we go. That was your crash course on survivors. Unfortunately, I am going to have to skip over the lore segment just like I did in The Joy of Creation, although that one is coming. I just couldn't seem to get this video in time before the puppet comes out to actually include the lore segment, and I apologise about that. That is my fault for procrastinating. I hope you enjoyed whatever this video was, and I hope to see you again in the future. Bye bye.